Hello, welcome to another edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian, Pace reporting live here at Drome here in New York City. Vocalist Avery Sunshine has been the darling of urban radio here in the last 6 months. Her latest single, Ugly Part of Me, has really put independent soul artists back on the map. And it's been a big hit in Philadelphia, New York City, Chicago, Atlanta. The sister hails from Chester, Pennsylvania, and she's been around for a while, and she really brings back that whole root of soul music as well as gospel music. Tonight we're going to sit down and talk about her brand new self-titled CD. We're going to talk about her origins growing up in Pennsylvania, as well as how she made a dent in the independent music scene in Atlanta, Georgia.
When you said you need space, I just wasn't in a place where I could hear what you meant when you said, oh, I took it out of context, baby, and I don't think I share. So angry till I started thinking about the sin that it didn't make. It's all all the things that you said changed them up in my head. Y'all better say, I listen not to my heart, but to my mind instead. Since everyone, that's the way I am, that's the way I was born, you know. Doubts and insecurities make it hard for me to feel things I should do without context, baby. And I don't think I'll share. So angry till I start thinking about the sins that it didn't break. It's all in my head. All the things that you said changed them up in my head. I listen not to my heart, but to my mind instead. Something out of nothing, I made a mountain out of a molehill. It's so sad that all that each child has is real. So it's all in my head.
You are now the new darling of urban radio. I mean, Ugly Part of Me has done tremendously well, and it's a rarity because it's a song that goes well over the 4-minute airtime.
We always talk about that. So it's the longest song on the album. But for whatever reason, I think people want to hear the whole thing where it's going to go next. I'm so glad. And I'm glad we left it the way it was. Just, if it's going to be 30 minutes, let it be that and see what happens. And it's been received so well. So well.
Well, you know, the whole annals of soul music, I mean, whether it's Parliament Funkadelic or them 15-minute slow ballads by the Isley Brothers, good music is good music.
Absolutely. The song I talk about all the time is, Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up. You're listening and it's like there's no singing for like 4 minutes. It's just music. They just grooving. It's just amazing. But we love it. We love it. Hypnotic,
I mean, Frankie Beverly, Happy Feelings, 7 minutes long. I mean, I think what this whole album is about is going back to really the crux of making great music that's supposed to last forever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Tell me about the process of this project because, being an independent artist, you've had to use a lot of Twitter, social networking, but you've also had to play a lot of venues like New York and the Phillies and Atlanta where you're based. It's got to be very, very difficult now because the majors are not supporting this anymore.
Yeah, but it really is the Independent Artist Day. You can make your own way. You make your own path, and I'm grateful that we're doing a project right now, that it happened right now. You can use Twitter to promote yourself, Facebook to promote yourself. If there's any artist that's saying, you know, I can't get anything, or I can't, you know, nobody's checking me out, or nobody, well, it's because you're not doing your part. I believe if you have a solid project and you push it, people will see it. The outlets are there.
What is it about your music now that is really touching a nerve with the ladies? Because there were a lot of beautiful women out at your show, and they sang your songs like they wrote it themselves.
I'm just, you'd have to ask them, but what I do think is that I speak for those women. I think that's what it is. That the single mother, you know, the one who doesn't look like what we think or what society says she should look like. I think I speak for them, and I think they understand. I think the brothers understand too. I do.
Last night I got mad, and I said things I shouldn't have said. I wanted him to know how deeply I feel. We wouldn't talk. All he could do was walk away. He was gone and it was too late for me to say it's just that lovely part of me. Everyone sings. It's just that lovely part of me.
Your origins begin in Chester, Pennsylvania. Technically, by default, it's close to Philadelphia.
South of Philadelphia, 9 miles south of Philadelphia.
And again, that's just another hotbed of great musicians, just like Detroit or New Orleans. Tell me about the beginnings.
Wow. That is such a broad question. You got to narrow that down for me.
Because the church was really the beginning of where it all started.
Not really. Classical piano lessons, 8 years old. That's where it started. And my Aunt Tootsie, who is still playing today, that's really where it started. My aunt, there's another aunt, Aunt Candy, who was a performer. She did a lot of clubs all over the country, and I remember watching her. She'd come to the house and she'd have her nails on, and I'd see her pop them off and then put her new ones on, and she had her hair, and she'd bring all her makeup, and I hadn't thought about that until today. She was the person who got me to sing, got me to open up, and the song that she got me to sing was I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner. And I'll never forget, I was singing it, and she would hit my stomach, like, sing it for real. And I had to be maybe 9. I remember that. Yeah, that's where it really started. And then church, playing for choirs. That's how, you know. But I think the love for music began way before that, you know, in the womb. My parents were always listening to music, so I was always exposed. Always exposed.
If I never had this chance again, I would say I'm so glad that we crossed paths, my friend, and I never But you got me begging, and I ain't going nowhere. I know this thing's gonna last forever, 'cause there is no song I can sing to describe how I feel. There is no place I can go where this love would be. There's not a word you can say that could make it go away. There is no sun that can shine that could warm this heart of mine like this. I'm so glad that I took the time to say how I feel, and I'm glad that God sent you my way, and I'm so happy that love is like this, you know, something this wonderful came from a blue kiss. If I could reach out and just grab on a piece of the sky, I will give it all to you, 'cause you deserve it, baby. There's nowhere we could run to get away from this love. I know this thing's not
Atlanta, Georgia is where you attended Spelman College, and Atlanta has had a very, very deep metamorphosis as far as the entertainment mecca now. I mean, film, Tyler Perry, but also has had a very strong music. I mean, you've got Julie Dexter, yourself, Rhonda Thomas. What is it about Atlanta that is bringing out the great singers and songwriters that are missing, like in a LA or a New York?
Well, Atlanta, I was just saying this earlier, Atlanta, I feel like, has its arms out to the artists. For whatever reason, there's a stage for an artist. The venues, the opportunities to hone your skills. Whereas maybe in New York, there are a lot of people trying to do the same thing. Maybe not as many people in Atlanta. So there's space. I think that which for somebody like me, even if I didn't realize I wanted to be an artist, I was kind of fell into it. I was honing my skills all those years, able to walk into a club and they say, "Oh, you want to play? Sit down and play and sing." You know, that ain't gonna happen in Philly. You'd be like, "You want to do what? Send us your tape first." You know, we're hard up north. It's like, we're not gonna let you sit down and do nothing. You know, Atlanta is a little bit more forgiving and allowing. It really does, and I'm grateful for that. I am.
because the Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadows grass, yeah. And He leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, yeah. He helps me to do what honors Him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. In His arms. Are you ready? When the storm, I'm gonna sing. When the storm
talk for a moment about a part of your show that I thought was just beautiful. The fact that you went to church. I mean, literally, we were in church for about 25 minutes. And I think that part of your music also, because there is a spiritual base to what you sing about and what you perform, that's got to be very, very personal. And I want to understand how you developed your faith and how you were able to translate it to especially the song on the CD.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Always been in church, and believe it or not, I feel like my faith, my relationship with God was developed outside of church. Really, I feel like I've maybe the time that it really, or I acknowledged this connection was maybe when I got to college and I didn't have my mom to tell me to go to church, or it was just, or you need to pray, or you need to do this. It was it just felt natural to have a connection with God, this greater being. So it's not at all hard to go there, so to speak. 'Cause I feel like I'm always there, even when I'm singing about my ex. God is always present, and like I said, it's not hard to call on God and stop a song and go right there. It's not hard to do that, and it actually feels very natural. I think we all should be able to do that. We shouldn't have to say, okay, it's Sunday morning, let's turn on our God antennas. It's like, no, God is in the midst all the time. All the time.
You're working every day, 2 jobs and there is no pay. I know it's hard to see the light with darkness in your way. Listen, let me tell you what you wanna do. Open up your mind and know the sunshine is in you. I see a brighter day in you. What you missing for the hell you're going through? Ain't nothing gonna keep us moved. Listen, 'cause I know I got on my mind all the time. Everywhere I'm going, I want you to know. When it hurts, when nothing seems to work, yeah, you see the sunshine.
That'll do it again for another edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here at Drome here in New York City. I'd like to personally thank Miss Avery Sunshine for her time, as well as the staff and management here at Drome. As always, please visit my website, www.thepacereport.com, for my weekly column, as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.
My baby loves me. He told me that, and I never questioned that point of fact. Yeah.